And we are back. And as I promised, with a surprise guest. Because, well, nowadays, what this amigo Tariq King, the one and only Tariq, thank you, Tariq, for coming.
Thanks
Welcome.
for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. And nowadays, it's such an honor because you're becoming such a celebrity. We were having some conversations just before all the camera setup, and we were warming up things that surely you're becoming a celebrity nowadays. Things are changing, right?
I don't know. I see your face more on
Nah.
social media than mine. So,
You make it sound like a competition, but no, no, no.
no, no.
It's all good. But well, first a quick bit for the ones that dare to know not know you. Who are you? What's up with you, Tariq?
Yeah, Tariq King, as you mentioned. So I'm just like I think at heart like a tester at heart, and I've been kind of in this space for a while. Started off actually like in school um, with very two great mentors, James Whitaker and Kem Kaner, at the school. So I got to get into the testing space really early. Um, but then kind of just decided like, hey, I first wanted to follow an academic path, and I became a professor. And then I said, oh, let me step into the software industry, and I've been there ever since in a couple different capacities. But most recently, I've joined EPAM Systems, heading up a couple things for EPAM. They're a software consulting, global software consulting and digital transformation company. So I do technology consulting, but I also head up their AI for quality engineering program, as well as their kind of product service systems. There's a lot of open source products like Report Portal, TD Spora, MobiTrue. You have Test.io, which is a company that EPAM acquired that does crowd testing. So there's no shortage of things going on, in addition to being a speaker at conferences like these and just kind of engage in the community. I really like that we have a great community and that we have a lot of people who are um, right now at this time very excited to be in software testing.
Not only software testing, but the areas that you have been speaking about for how many years now?
I would say StarWest has been like 9 years speaking at like StarWest. I started speaking before industry, so it's
About
probably been about
AI speaking?
yeah, about AI, because even my PhD dissertation was kind of in a related field. So it's been probably 15 or so years speaking.
You have always been the AI master of one of the ones that I always picture when someone asks me, like, "Hey, do you know someone uh, that specializes or AI stuff?" Like right away, and it was quite a journey because I remember you were one of the only few talks that were in conferences about AI.
Yeah.
You maybe sometimes Nabridis is
Oh, Chris, never, yeah, Chris. And it was initially it was Jason Arbin and myself. That's actually
Jason as well.
how we met. Was we were at conferences, and I came to one of his mobile talks, and at the end he showed some bots that he was doing, and I'm like, oh man, I'm building bots too back at home base as ultimate software. And yeah, we started, and it was just mainly him and I speaking at these conferences on AI. But now, thankfully, there's a lot more.
It's
So
proliferating
yeah,
because even we were you last year here? Yeah, you were here. I
yeah.
remember
Mhm.
StarWest 2022. I think it was Tariq's talk around AI, and maybe there were one or two more,
Mhm.
and that was similar dates to today, October something 2022.
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine what was about to happen 1 month later?
No, not really.
It was quite a blast, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think like for me, it's just about like taking things one step at a time, right? And I think every opportunity that I get, I just try to put my best foot forward, right? And also encouraging others, because like last year, one of the things that I was most proud of had very little to do with me. I met a young lady at Agile Testing Days USA that had done a talk on API testing, and she had been in a course of mine on AI, Shivani Gaba, and
Mm-hmm.
I talked
She's
to
awesome.
I talked to Shivani afterwards and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a keynote at like Star East?" And she gave her keynote at Star East earlier this year, and that really encouraged, and it seemed to have a ripple effect on number one, just folks that are first time speakers getting the courage and seeing like, hey, here's like this young speaker just on the keynote stage, first keynote, and she crushed it. And I had the pleasure of like at least mentoring her to some degree and like seeing her kind of take off and influence others. So it's kind of like a domino effect in a positive way.
Yeah,
So.
I think that opening for people in general for conference speaking to come in here and share the knowledge, share the experience, and especially if you have experience in AI, Shivani is also awesome
Hmm.
for everything. Well, not everything AI, but she's very, very good at it. And if you are watching and you have also that interest, let us know. Send your CFPs, send them. Next week we have PNSQC as well. Make sure that you come and share the knowledge. You may not think that it's like, I just know about bots and meh, and see what happened. They,
Yeah.
they met Tariq and Jason, and everything started exploding from there. Right now, for people in Star East this
Mhm.
year, that the AI revolution started to grow.
Mhm.
For the ones that do not know what happened in November last year, ChatGPT started
Mhm.
to blow out the scene,
Yep.
became public out of the AI closet or something like that. And we all got excited about it. They couldn't take it, performance pun intended, couldn't take the stress and the load of people trying to get into.
Yeah.
What are the biggest changes as well that you see that came out of that?
Well, I mentioned this, yesterday in my talk. One of the biggest things was that, like Chat GPT, because a lot of the technology has been there prior. We were using GPT-3 back in my days at Test AI. But what Chat GPT did was actually put it just right at our fingertips, and that everyone had been asking for many years to be able to interact with the AI. They want to see it. If you demo a product to them, they're like, well, I want to see the AI. They wanted to understand what it can do or how it kind of approaches problems. And ChatGPT did exactly that. I coined the term believable AI. It made AI very believable, not just because um, generative AI actually has very convincing content, but it was more believable now because people could like almost like interact with it, feel it, almost like touch it, right, and start to say, "Hey, this is starting to feel like a real person behind here." So it really made that very believable. That with that came some advantages in terms of being able to do things that we couldn't do before. Things like test case generation, automatic analysis of logs, and a lot of these things that were harder to do with AI. If you had to have a lot of experience to do it. Now with a couple prompts, you can start to just get that going, and so that's a level up, as well as just improving what is human computer interaction. The fact that we can now talk to the machines really easily, and we could talk to them before and they could hear us, but now they can talk back, which that is definitely a major win.
I think when you're saying that, you made me think from the early days of the computer, where it was just a terminal and a command line,
Hmm.
to when we got the graphical
Yeah.
interfaces that made it more accessible to the
Yes.
people. You could
Hmm.
touch and
Yeah.
interact with it, not needing to be like a rocket scientist, a computer scientist, an
Right.
AI scientist. Similar to what happened with the iPhone, that made it just intuitive, accessible to people. I
Yeah.
think this is a similar revolution. You're totally right.
Yeah. For sure.
This this IAI, like
Hmm.
iPhone IAI, I don't know, uh, becoming kind of prettier or easier to play with. I know a lot of people not related to IT at all. Some a friend of mine, a lawyer, that I told him, hey, it's easy, can help you with some things, and don't use it, don't land whatever it prompts in your contracts or whatever you have, but use it like as an aid. Could be a very good assistant. He's like,
Hmm.
really? Next week he's like, oh my god, it helped me so much and I had so much progress. My fiance as well, she's creating a speech, and I was like, she's like, I don't know what to say. Why don't you ask ChatGPT? Let's see
Yeah.
what.
Get some ideas.
Yesterday she told me like, give me so many good ideas, and now I'm on fire writing more stuff. I'm like,
Mhm.
it's
That's,
interesting.
yeah.
What is the craziest thing that you have done or heard of people doing with ChatGPT? No, yourself. I'm sure that have done crazy stuff in there.
Well, actually, I don't know if it's the craziest thing, but like, so, I had this keynote to do for StarWest on
Cool.
generative AI, which I gave yesterday. And I remember this was like a week or so ago. I was in Sweden, and I kept thinking, like, I need to find a really big way to number one, I'm opening the conference, but I need that at the end of my keynote that I really open the conference in a big way. And I started to think like, well, how can I be creative and what can I do? And how can I leverage generative AI since that's the topic to do so? And so I was in the hotel room by myself and I just said, well, let me see if I can get Chat GPT to write a rap song about StarWest. And so I started crafting a prompt, and I said, oh, let me make sure that we, in this rap Chat GPT, could you make sure you reference the great content and the speakers, right? Shout out to the program chair, Allison Wade, and just hit enter on the prompt. I just drafted the prompt once. I didn't go through iterations, just one time. I gave it the location of the conference, and it there was a really good first draft of this rap. And I was like, this is really awesome. Like literally, I just had to change one or two lines just to give it more context because we're at the Disneyland Hotel for people who don't know. I'm sure you've been around seeing it. And normally you'll see like, especially I've been coming here for like 9, 10 years, you'll see Goofy walking around. So Chat GPT was like in the rap, it mentioned Mickey Mouse. I was like, well, we hardly see Mickey Mouse. So let me edit it and change it to Goofy. But anyway, what I did then was I took that rap and I laid my voice to a freestyle beat. And then I
Cool.
used AI to transform my own voice because I thought if I play this recording with my voice in front of all these people, I'm probably going to turn purple in an embarrassment listening to my own voice. So I was like, well, what can I do? It's like, oh, I can use AI to modify my voice because there's all these AI models where you can take famous rappers like Jay-Z and Eminem and Drake and you can, transform. So I kind of blended my voice with a Jay-Z model
Cool.
and I got everyone at the end to stand up, and we dropped that track at the conference. It looked like a concert as
Cool.
opposed to you know a software testing conference. But the response was incredible, and so that's kind of one of the wildest things I think I've used AI for in a very short period of time. And for me, it was like I know that with the amount of time that I had, I could not have pulled off something with such high quality. Like the generative AI really helped me to get there at that like last minute crunch. I probably could have done something like this, but it probably would have taken a month as opposed to a week.
It
So
speeds up so many processes. It's not like it is doing it on itself, and we are gonna be taken over by Skynet. Or I keep teasing or Alexa nowadays, but
yeah, yeah.
it's oh, oops! If I turned on any devices at home, sorry. Buy Leandro's book. Buy Leandro's book. No,
It's a good one.
um, no, but in it's amazing, as you say. Sometimes I think on my side, the biggest benefits or things that I remember the most doing with ChatGPT is like, hey, I need just a quick service that does this.
Hmm.
Boom. Okay. Because even as I'm not the best programmer, I'm not that awful either, but it will take me, let's say, 30 minutes to just come from scratch with that
Yeah.
service. Good prompt comes, compiles, does what I do. Okay. Yes, similar to what you say, I had to change a couple of things. Hey, you're using an extension. I don't need. Prompt it
Hmm.
again.
Yeah.
Keep it clean. Cool, 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 cool. Wow. And I can just imagine how blazing fast things are going to be produced
Yeah.
from now on. How do you see these impacting as well in QA? How applications that people should start learning?
Yeah. And it's been like just a full conference in that respect. On Tuesday, I gave a tutorial on prompt engineering. And a big part of it was trying to encourage quality engineers and testers to not just use this technology like face value, right? Of course, it's easy to ask it a question and like get it to start doing things, generating test cases, et cetera, as we mentioned. But one of the things that I really posed to them was number one, learn best practices on how to prompt. That's what the core course was about. But can we take it a step further? And we had the whole room collectively. There was about 50 to 70 people in this room, and it's a lot of testing brain power. And I said, like, let's see if we can like start to imagine an idea where we can craft like the master prompt where we can make Chat GPT turn it into like the best virtual software tester out there. So tell me all that you would do if you had to like approach the testing problem, whether it be understanding requirements and generating test cases or doing automation. Let's craft all these things into this giant prompt. And we spent like literally like 40 minutes creating
Just the
this
prompt.
ginormous prompt of ideas. And then, of course, that was just kind of like the first iteration or first pass. And I challenged the room now to, take this huge idea. And of course, we could execute the prompt and see how it behaves, but take it and refine it using the best practices that we just mentioned and make it better. And I'm going to do the same. And I'm going to probably post a blog post and kind of break it down and put it out there. But I think we're moving towards a place where we are seeing that we can use generative AI to help accelerate all different aspects of the software lifecycle. And so, for someone as a quality engineer or as a tester thinking about, hey, requirements, can I use it to make sure that my requirements are complete, correct, consistent? Can I use it to mock up AI designs for, some application that's being built, right? We have Mid Journey, and it's more than Chat GPT now that we're dealing with. We have image generation. And then, of course, for testing, there's a lot of different use cases. So I think we're moving towards an AI-powered software development lifecycle, and that's really, I think, where we're going to start to see a lot more traction in our space. We're seeing people using it, sharing their experiences, coming up with use cases, developing great prompts, and
At the
sharing
bottom.
them as well. So,
Big bag at the bottom.
so
Sorry for that.
no problem.
We are having some technical difficulties. We're trying to work it out and backstage. Sorry for
Sure.
that. What you were mentioning some of this um, huge prompt. How? Let's put some word count into it.
Oh,
How did it end
I
up?
don't know. We didn't count the words there. It was a pretty lengthy paragraph. If I had to put it down, maybe somewhere between 400 to 600 words, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
It
that's a
felt
blog post
it felt,
easily.
but well, yeah, it might be. I could be wrong. I have to go back and check, but it was there was a lot there. I'm pretty sure. Um, so, but what is exciting to me is to say, get people moving on. First, just dump all of your ideas because it really just was from that room of people like what makes
Activate. Switch video. Selfie, selfie, selfie. Where? Okay. Audio. Default. We're all set. Okay. Yeah, we're still live. Okay, I think we are live.
Oh, you're live. Okay.
We
Well,
are. Can
you
we?
want to explain what happened?
Well,
Full
so
transparency.
your amigo forgot to plug the computer. I am not sure if we are getting audio or we're anything. If anyone's watching, let us know. Give us a hint. But yeah, we were wrapping up the interview. We're about to get on the panel. So if anyone is watching, sorry for that situation. Your amigo forgot to plug the laptop and the laptop died.
It
And
happens. It
yeah,
happens.
the man in the chair didn't know where was the
Well, at
charger.
least I didn't spill all the secrets on the prompt to everyone. They missed that part, but they'll have to wait on the blog post.
Yeah. So at least we managed to come back, and I think we are live. I think we are still in the stream. We are getting confirmation from our brave man in the chair, Pablo, if we are still streaming. But I think we are.
Yeah.
Let's check. Let's get closer to our noses. Yeah, we have camera. We have audio. We
Yeah,
are
we got a
streaming.
thumbs up. We
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Okay, so we made it back. At the very least, to wrap it up from the cell phone, I know this is not the best. I'm sorry for whoever is getting a little bit dizzy with my
Yeah.
bad handling, but stay tuned as we're about to begin with the panel in 15 minutes.
50 minutes and testing.
Yeah, we will be back. AI testing panel. Stay tuned. And sorry for that situation.
Okay. Bye,
Adios.
bye everyone.
Ending the